You know, we spend so much of our lives thinking about money. But what if we're thinking about it all wrong? Today, we're going to explore a really powerful idea, something that could totally change your relationship with money for good. We're diving into the art of intentional spending.
So let's just start with a really simple but really powerful question. I want you to think about this for a second. Is your money actually buying you stress, or is it buying you freedom? It's a tough one, right? Because for a lot of us, if we're really honest with ourselves, the answer, it's probably not the one we want it to be.
So if we want to change our habits, we've got to understand them first. It's that simple. Let's start by digging into what's called the money trap and figure out, why we actually spend the way we do.
Okay, so here's a really crucial truth to get our heads around. Most of our spending decisions, they're not logical at all. Think of it like an iceberg. What you see on the surface, the actual spending, is just the tiny tip. The real drivers, the huge mass underneath, are these powerful hidden emotions. Things like fear, comparison, insecurity, the need for status. A lot of the time, we're not just buying a thing, we're trying to buy a feeling, to soothe something that's going on inside.
And out of all those emotions, there's one that's probably the biggest driver of them all: comparison. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You're scrolling through your feed, you see a friend's amazing vacation or a coworker's brand new car, and that little voice in your head starts whispering, "I'm falling behind." But here's the thing you have to remember. Social comparison is a game you literally cannot win. It's designed that way, because you're only ever seeing their highlight reel, right? You never see the credit card debt or the stress that might be hiding just behind that perfect picture.
So this all leads to a really important distinction, a sort of fork in the road. On one path, you've got loud money. The flashy spending, the fancy watch, the designer labels. It's all about being seen. But often it's really just signaling insecurity. Then there's the other path, quiet wealth. And this stuff is totally invisible. It's the savings you've built up, the investments that are quietly growing, that emergency fund that lets you sleep at night. It's not trying to impress anyone because it's focused on something way more valuable: your own personal freedom.
Okay, so that's the goal, right? To build that quiet wealth. But how do we actually do it? Well, it all starts with a new way of thinking. Let's move on and talk about redefining what real wealth even is and how to embrace this idea that true success is often invisible. I want you to just let this one sink in for a second because it is an absolute game changer. Real wealth is what you don't spend. It's so simple but so profound. We think wealth is about high income, right? The money flowing through our accounts. But it's not. It's about the money that stays, the money you keep. That's what builds the assets that actually work for you, the things that create real security and that peace of mind we're all after.
And what that means is your financial goals have to be your financial goals. They have to be personal, not social. You can't just copy-paste someone else's definition of success. Real financial peace comes from figuring out what's truly important to you and then building a plan around that, completely ignoring what everyone else is doing.
All right, so we've diagnosed the problem and we've set a new destination. So now for the good part, the how. How do we actually do this? Let's get into the practical side of things with spending for freedom and look at how to get your money aligned with the life you actually want to live.
And you know what? The framework here is actually beautiful in its simplicity. This isn't about being cheap or depriving yourself. Not at all. It's about being intentional. It's really just 2 steps. Step 1, be honest with yourself and cut ruthlessly, and I mean ruthlessly, on all the stuff you spend money on but don't actually care that much about. Then, step 2, take that money you freed up and spend it generously and completely guilt-free on the handful of things you absolutely love. And as you're thinking about what those things are that you love, here's maybe the most powerful idea of all. The best thing money can buy isn't a thing at all. The best thing money can buy is your time. Seriously, think about it. What's worth more, a new gadget or paying for something that saves you 5 hours every single week? That's not just a purchase. That is a direct investment in your freedom and your well-being.
All of this, the saving, the intentional spending, it's all building toward one thing: the real prize. The ultimate luxury that quiet wealth gives you is a word you need to know: optionality. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's having options. It's the power to say no to a job that's crushing your soul. It's the freedom to walk away from a bad situation. It's the ability to take a risk on something you believe in. That's not just money in the bank. That's genuine control over your own life.
And this next idea just nails it. We're so obsessed with how much we earn, right? That big salary number. But rich isn't about how much you earn. It's about how long you can live without earning. Think of it as your personal runway. If your paycheck stopped coming in tomorrow, how long could you go? That number, that's the real measure of your freedom. Okay, so this brings us to our final section, and honestly, this might be the most important piece of the entire puzzle. Let's talk about the power of enough, and how we can finally get off that exhausting treadmill of always wanting more.
I'm sure we've all felt this, right? You get a raise at work, your income goes up, fantastic. But then what happens? Almost automatically, your spending goes up to match it. Your happiness, it might get a little bump at first, but then it pretty much flatlines. But look at what does go up. Your stress, because now you have a more expensive lifestyle to maintain, more to worry about. That, right there, is the lifestyle inflation trap.
So how do you escape that trap? There's really only one way. You have to decide what enough actually means for you. Not for society, not for your friends, but for you. Knowing when you have enough, that is a legitimate superpower in today's world. It's the emergency exit off the more treadmill. It's what allows you to find real, lasting contentment.
So let's bring it all home. What's the core message here? When you strip everything else away, the goal of money isn't to buy more stuff. It's not to show off. It's a tool. It's a tool to build a very specific kind of life. A life with more freedom, less stress, more flexibility, and a whole lot more meaning.
And so I'll leave you with this one last question to think about. What would you do differently? I mean, starting tomorrow, if your number one goal with money wasn't financial pride, but was true, lasting financial peace, what would change?